you actually brought somebody up, which I would love to bring up, because this is actually the first convention that I've done in a while. And I just need to say, God, I miss Kevin Smith so much. He was, I mean, I don't know how many of you actually had the pleasure of meeting him and seeing him live, but he was beautiful in every sense of that word, inside and out. There was not a malicious or mean-spirited bone in that man's body, and I just miss him, and I'm just sad that he's not in the world, in this present world. He's up there watching, and probably having a really good time. But yeah, I just wanted to say that and acknowledge him, because he's been missing from these for a while.
Fortunately for me, Renaissance didn't seem to have any hang-ups in terms of race when it came to casting the part of Nebula on Hercules. So I just came in and donned on my little outfit and just did the best that I could in terms of the material, because it was so wonderful. It was just such a meaty part at that time, and I certainly had never seen anything like that written for man, woman, beast, you know, white, black, Latina, you know, whatever. So I'm just so grateful to have been able to do that.
Dana is bringing up an article. I did an interview for Black Enterprise magazine. It's on your shelves now. It's for the February. It's the February issue. I'm on the cover. And it is the basis of this story was the Afro-Latino. And I don't know how many of you know this, but I am of Cuban descent. I'm Cuban American, first generation Cuban American. And we are sort of a forgotten population. Most Latinos in this industry are usually depicted in a very typical historical way. They all kind of look like Desi Arnaz or Rita Moreno or Jennifer Lopez, and they rarely look like me. And it's just a wonderful article on what life on the edge, or on that line is. So if you see it, pick it up, read it, get a glimpse. It could be very educational. Thank you. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, check it out. It's a great cover. I'm very proud of it, too.
What a lot of people don't know is that I was cast as Nebula first. And the episode of King of Assassins was coming up on Xena, and Rob Tappert, having known me and my work, said, well, Gina can play Cleopatra. So we'll just hire Gina. Ask Gina if she wants to play Cleopatra. I shot Xena first. There was a break. And then I shot Hercules. So my first experience as part of that whole world was actually as Cleopatra and Xena. Bruce Campbell directed King of Assassins. And I had a little crush on Bruce Campbell. Yeah. And I got to kiss him on that show. And he was, he'd call for me and call me my little turtle dove, and I'd just be ready to go and very excited. But again, competent, absolutely great fun, great energy. Just great energy to work with, and he keeps you informed, and he makes you part of the process, and that's really all an actor can ask for.
I have a question about Alias.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed to me between Anna and Cindy that there was some sort of a little bit of subtext, or I don't know if there was something else going on there, if it was all in my mind, or if it was it intentional, or was that really all in my head? I mean,
To what are you referring?
I don't know. It just seemed like there was something a little bit more there between. I don't know if it,
When you say more,
like some sort of sexual tension, chemistry sort of thing.
sexual tension. Really?
Was it just me? Was it me or what?
It's not all in her head? Did others feel this, what did you call it? What did you go? Sexual tension?
You know, with the kiss.
A kiss.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
kisses.
yeah. Yeah.
Help me out here. Come on.
Sydney and Anna kissing
In a tree.
in a tree.
Or was it just something that we saw and that wasn't really intentional? Or...
Well, let's see.
Killing me here.
I'm sorry. It was not intentional. Let me put it that way. But we certainly saw opportunities where that sort of was able, we were able to kind of play that up.
I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
That's what I wanted to hear. That's it. Thank you. Because baby, that's all that matters.
Bruce Campbell was playing double duty. He was yes, he was acting as well as directing King of Assassins at the time. And he, his reputation is there for a reason. He is absolutely a cut-up. What you see is what you get with Bruce. There really isn't that much of a difference between the man that ends up in front of the camera and the guy that's working all the puppets behind the scenes. But again, that's refreshing. To some people it might be unnerving, but because it's so clear that he knows what he's doing, it just made it that much more fun.
When did you leave heaven? How could they let you go? How's everything in heaven? I'd like to know. How could you trade heaven for all these earthly things? Where did you hide your halo? How did you lose your wings?
Oh dear, the Matrix movies. Yeah, it was really hard going into a project where nobody knew anything about it. No, working on the Matrix movies, it was such a kick to be in on the biggest secret since, I don't know when. I mean, unlike the Lord of the Rings, where everybody had read the books, there's an idea and there's a following of what was going on. But this was all in the brothers' heads. And when it was finally committed to paper, there was, all this secrecy, and you had to sign confidentiality agreements, and just madness. But to be a part of something that's so huge, that has really become part of the iconic structure of, historically speaking, of today, it's great.
And imitated so much the style of filming
Oh,
they did.
God, I saw Lassie doing something the other day in some commercial. I mean, just some, that's insane. Yes, absolutely. So, what was that word?
Iconic?
It's so iconic and yeah, and flattery. It's very flattering. It's so flattering to be imitated in that way over and over. I mean, no one's imitating me per se, but the fact that movie has struck a chord with so many people, and I think it's because it speaks to a great number of belief systems. And I think in today we are sort of lacking. We are quite lacking in something to believe in, and it's sad. And fortunately and unfortunately, this movie has become a belief system in and of itself, which is a little disturbing. But it also speaks to how hungry everybody is to really hold on to something and say, okay, what's real, and how much am I responsible for in making things happen?